This is all in the family. And what a celebration for the James family. Russell upstairs for James.
You gotta protect more, you gotta help more, you gotta sacrifice more in order to get this win. Dominate your opponent, man. Do whatever it takes to help the team win.
Did you see Bronny's debut? 3 minutes, 0 points. That's not what anyone expected from LeBron's son. The hype train crashed hard, and now everyone's wondering, is this nepotism gone wrong? The Lakers took a huge gamble drafting Bronny, and it's looking like they're losing big time. We're about to break down how this whole situation spiraled out of control. Trust me, you won't believe how bad it's gotten. Remember when everyone thought Bronny was gonna be the next big thing? Man, those expectations were sky high. LeBron's son entering the NBA. People were ready for fireworks. But here's the thing, Bronny's first few games, not exactly highlight reel material. Let's break it down. Bronny's NBA debut was rough, to put it mildly. 3 minutes on the court, 0 points. That's not just a slow start, that's like your car stalling right out of the driveway. And it's not like things got much better after that. You know what's wild? When you compare Bronny's college stats to other NBA rookies, it's like night and day. While guys like Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren were putting up crazy numbers in college, Bronny's stats were, let's just say they weren't turning heads. So everyone's asking, is this just a rough patch or is it something worse? I mean, every rookie has some growing pains, right? But this feels different. It's like Bronny stepped onto an NBA court and suddenly forgot how to play basketball. And get this, it's not just fans who are worried. NBA executives are straight up calling the Lakers the worst possible situation for Bronny. Can you believe that? These are guys who know the game inside and out, and they're basically saying the Lakers messed up big time.
All ready? All right. You see the intensity, right? Just play carefree, though. Don't worry about mistakes, just go out and play hard.
Now, and they gave him the angle, trying to keep him from coming off the pick. Caught Gobert on the wrong side, and he just had a lane right to the rim.
I don't care how many more points I score or what I can or cannot do on the floor. The real question for me is, can I play without cheating this game?
Think about it. The Lakers are one of the most storied franchises in NBA history, and they're being called the worst place for a young player to develop. That's insane. It's like saying Disneyland is the worst place for a kid's birthday party. But wait, it gets even messier, because this isn't just about Bronny's performance on the court. There's a whole other drama brewing behind the scenes. We're talking locker room tension, questions about favoritism, the whole 9 yards. And trust me, when we dive into that, you're gonna see just how badly the Lakers have lost control of the situation. What if I told you Bronny's spot on the Lakers roster might not be because of his skills, but because of his DNA? It sounds crazy, right? But some big names in basketball are saying exactly that. And it's causing a storm in the Lakers locker room that might be even bigger than Bronny's on-court issues. Let's talk about nepotism in the NBA. It's not a new thing, but Bronny's situation is taking it to a whole new level. Everyone's wondering, how much did LeBron's influence play into the Lakers' decision to draft his son? I mean, Bronny was picked 55th overall. That's not exactly prime draft real estate, but it's still an NBA roster spot. You know what's wild? Michelle Beadle, who used to work for ESPN, straight up called this whole situation manufactured. That's a big word, but what she's saying is clear. Bronny didn't earn his spot the usual way. It's like he got a fast pass at an amusement park, but instead of skipping lines, he skipped years of proving himself. And it's not just Beadle. DeMarcus Cousins, a guy who knows the NBA inside and out, is questioning the Lakers' decision too. He's basically saying, are you guys serious right now? It's like the Lakers are playing chess, but everyone else is wondering if they're actually playing checkers. So here's the big question. Is all this criticism fair? Or are people being too harsh on Bronny? I mean, the kid's barely out of high school and he's got the weight of his dad's legacy on his shoulders. That's a lot of pressure. But you know what's really messing things up? Bronny's presence is causing some serious tension in the Lakers locker room.
Let's take care of it so that this is not a story that's popping up prior to every game. It's done, it's history, it's special. Los Angeles. James goes to the rim, flips it home, and the foul.
And we knew that was coming.
Something about you and Ernie have something in common. As y'all start losing a little up top, y'all start growing these beards out. Yeah, I know, right?
Imagine being a player who worked your butt off to make it to the NBA, and then this kid shows up because of who his dad is. That's gotta sting, right? An Eastern Conference exec even said if he was on the Lakers staff, he'd do anything to avoid being the one to develop Bronny. Why? Because he thinks Bronny won't make any real progress. That's harsh, but it shows just how skeptical people are about this whole situation. But here's where things get really interesting. Despite all this drama and criticism, Bronny's got access to top-notch resources that most second-round picks can only dream of. We're talking elite trainers, nutritionists, the works. It's like he's got the golden ticket to NBA success, but can he actually use it? So you'd think with all those resources, Bronny would be tearing up the court, right? Well, here's the kicker. He's barely even playing in the NBA. The Lakers have cooked up this wild plan for Bronny, and it's got everyone scratching their heads. Get this. The Lakers decided to send Bronny to the G League. Now, that's not unusual for second-round picks. Lots of rookies spend time there to get better. But Bronny's situation, it's anything but normal. The Lakers are only letting him play in home games for the South Bay Lakers. You heard that right, just home games. This is crazy. Most G League players are out there grinding, playing every game they can. But Bronny, he's got this special arrangement that's raising eyebrows all over the NBA. It's like he's got 1 foot in the G League and 1 foot out. Now, let's think about what this means for Bronny's growth as a player. Other rookies are out there getting real game experience, playing both home and away games. They're facing different teams, different crowds, different pressures.
Tonight, the first father-son duo to play together in an NBA game.
You ready to go to practice before we get better, bro? You've been talking all day. Let's go.
Practice? Not the game. You talking about practice? All right, I got to get to practice.
At the end of the game, and they're going to make you pay, and LeBron does just that, knocks it a much-needed three-point shot.
But Bronny, he's missing out on half of that. It's like trying to learn how to swim, but only getting in the shallow end. You know what's even crazier? This might actually be hurting Bronny more than helping him. Brian Windhorst, who knows his stuff when it comes to the NBA, is calling this situation detrimental to Bronny's development. That's a big word, but it basically means this special treatment could be messing up Bronny's chances of getting better. Think about it. Bronny's already struggling to get playing time in the NBA. In his debut, he was on the court for just 3 minutes and didn't score a single point. And now, instead of giving him more chances to play and improve, they've got him on this weird, limited G League schedule. So what does all this mean for Bronny's future? The Lakers thought they were doing him a favor, but it looks like they might be shooting themselves in the foot. And Bronny, he's caught in the middle of this mess, trying to prove himself with one hand tied behind his back. Alright, let's talk about Bronny's future. Can he turn this whole mess around? It's not looking great right now, but hey, stranger things have happened in the NBA. Bronny's got a mountain to climb. His college stats? Not exactly eye-popping. We're talking 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game. That's not gonna cut it in the big leagues. And his shooting, well, let's just say 36.6% from the field and 26.7% from three isn't making anyone forget about Steph Curry. You know what's even tougher? Bronny's size. At 6'2", he's a shooting guard in a point guard's body. That's like trying to be a linebacker when you're built like a cornerback. It just doesn't quite fit.
They're trying to build him into a great on-ball defender, and he did, you know, a little bit of that in the preseason. Puts the seatbelt on after defending Anthony Edwards. Right here, LeBron, you put your two best players in a pick and roll.
And I would never take it for granted. Every time I step foot on the floor, either coaching my boys or playing, I'm going to give it everything. I do it for myself.
His G League debut didn't exactly set the world on fire either. 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting, that's rough. And those 5 turnovers, yikes. It's like he's still playing college ball while everyone else is in the pros. But here's the thing, Bronny's got potential. His game is raw, sure, but there's something there. Chris Brickley, this big-time NBA skills trainer, says Bronny needs to work on his shooting and decision-making. It's like he's got all the ingredients, but he hasn't quite figured out the recipe yet. And you know what's wild? Bronny's got access to stuff most rookies can only dream of. Top trainers, the best facilities, even his dad's brain to pick. It's like he's got a cheat code for NBA success, but he's still figuring out how to use it. JJ Redick, the Lakers coach, is all in on Bronny's development plan. They've had this whole G League split time thing planned from day one. It's like they're trying to give him a taste of the NBA while still keeping him in the minors. But here's the million-dollar question. Will it work? Can Bronny use all these resources and prove everyone wrong? Or is he going to be another cautionary tale about hype and expectations? The real test for Bronny James starts now, and trust me, the whole basketball world is watching.
This is all in the family. And what a celebration for the James family. Russell upstairs for James.
See, I see those kids and it brings me right back to why I play. Those kids get me back to where I need to be. Just the pure love of this beautiful game.
Bronny James's rocky start with the Lakers is like a wake-up call for the whole NBA. It's showing us the ugly side of fame and sky-high expectations. This kid's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, and it's not looking pretty. You know what's crazy? This whole mess might change how we look at NBA legacies. Are we gonna start questioning every famous player's kid who gets drafted? Will teams think twice before bringing on a superstar's son? But here's the thing, Bronny's story isn't over. Not by a long shot, LeBron said it himself. We want to hold him accountable. The real test for Bronny James is just beginning. Can he prove everyone wrong and carve out his own path? Or will he crumble under the pressure? We're all watching, waiting to see what happens next.